Hello friends and potential friends. Well, it's been hot the last week or so. We've been having typical Central Florida summer weather, and all of my winter lettuce is bolting. So I need to take that tower apart a little bit. Cabbage is still hanging in there. In fact, that one's forming a head. All right. Yeah, that one's forming a head too. And so is that one. I do have a second planting of lettuce. We'll see how that works out, but basically I need to remove these two tiers. And I have something to replace them with. So it's sprinkling on me at the moment and on my camera, even though the sun's shining pretty bright. But let's see if I can get this done at least. And pardon the noises in the background. This is the middle of bike week in Daytona. They're expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of 350,000 motorcycles be in town by next weekend, or this weekend. Needless to say, there's a lot of noise going on around here. But I'm going to dig my way down to those bottom those two lettuce tiers. And there's the first one. I'll need that. But this one is going to the back. And this one is going to the back. Well, some of it is still not bitter. Welcome to Daytona and Bike Week. What I have here is 6 Everglades tomatoes. These are from seeds that my friend Cindy sent me. And I'm planting them out here because I intend to save seeds from those guys. So those will be the only tomatoes I have planted out here in the front yard this spring. Now let's see if I can put the rest of this together. And just like that, we've got them swapped out. Now those tomatoes will probably start vining, and I'll have to add the supports to this tower at some point to hold them up. I may add another level in here of something, but the rest of it I'm going to just let it go and see what we get out of the deal. Bring this one back over here a little bit. But that's it for getting that tower rearranged. Now let's see if the rain will hold off and let me get a little bit more filming done. Good morning, friends. Well, I got rained out yesterday after I rebuilt this tower, put those Everglade tomatoes down there, and so I didn't get to finish this video. And that actually worked out to my advantage because overnight I realized that I totally neglected my other two towers. I mean, this one here, yeah, I started another tater tower. Things are coming along nicely. Got marigolds and nasturtiums at the bottom, trying to pretend there's some kind of pest control. But taters are coming up pretty good. And over here in the other tower, got more nasturtiums and a few marigolds at the bottom of it. And I've got lots of strawberries. I'm still trying to get these runners to root. Got a couple of them rooted. That one's rooted pretty good. And it's even got another runner coming out. So I'm gonna have to get me some more yogurt cups out here. That one looks like it's getting rooted pretty well. And I think that one's probably rooted pretty well also. And it's got another runner. That one, I think I'm gonna have to cut that off and plant it out here somewhere. And then set up another yogurt cup to catch this other runner. But anyway, that's what I neglected yesterday. So, I get to see them today. And I managed to get out here before most of the bikers hit the roads. Let's head back to the back where hopefully it'd be a little bit more quiet. Okay, it has been unseasonably hot for the last couple of weeks, up in the mid to upper 80s just about every day. The weather guessers keep saying that we're in our dry season, but in the last 4 days we've got 3.5 inches of rain, which I'm not complaining because prior to that, for the rest of the year, we have less than 2 inches of rain, and they said we were about 4 inches low for the year. So we tried to make that up in the last few days. But in amongst the rains and the heat, I've been busy. I've got all of my sweet potato seedlings are out here on the patio hardening off. I brought the slips out as well. There's the rest of the seedlings. Still got plenty of mint. Over here in this corner, I did get my ginger and turmeric planted. Hasn't come up yet, but it has been planted. And I had a few extra potato chunks that I went ahead and planted down here in this bed, and they're all coming up nicely. Pineapples, well, there's the big boy. As you can see, that one is developing pretty nicely. And the other day I happened to notice that there's another one coming up right here. So it looks like I may have at least 2 pineapples this year. As we walk around a little bit, cleaned out everything from this bed. Haven't decided what's going to go there yet. It'll probably be either tomatoes or peppers. The winter tomatoes have pretty much given it up. Got 4 red brandywines left up here, and only one of them has fruit on it. And I'm not sure if that's going to develop or not. They haven't been doing much recently. Back behind them, the kohlrabi. These kohlrabi just are not forming bulbs. I think it's a matter of sunshine. The eggplant's still growing good, and they've had flowers on them, but so far I'm not seeing any fruit. I did plant a few Amish paste tomatoes out here because I wanted to get them out of the lab. It was getting crowded in there. Still plenty of aloe. Elderberry is leafing out nicely. Over here we've got pineapple happy. This cabbage, let's check it out. No bulb there. No, nothing really there either. But I've been getting some salads off of that guy. And this kohlrabi over here does have a bit of a bulb forming on it. And the rest of this bed, I got plenty of mulch down here. This is going to be for peppers. And then I've got my elephant garlic here at the end. seems to be growing good. Now the big change, this is where my winter tomatoes were at, and they finally gave it up. I think I'll show you the final tally as the thumbnail here. But I pulled up the rest of these tomatoes the other day and prepped the soil real good, and I planted beans. Right here along the south side of this trellis, I planted a couple of rows of rattlesnake beans that I got from my friend Cindy. And then out here along the front edge, I planted kiddo corn, which I got from my friends UT Angel and Kiddo. There's another of the pineapples. And over on this side, all along the north side of the trellis, I planted pink-eyed purple hull peas that I also got from Cindy. It's the first time I've really tried to grow beans or peas, so we'll see how that works out. And this front ledge is all purple top turnips. I planted them last fall actually, but they haven't been doing much. I think mostly because they were shaded out by the tomatoes. Let's see, my cilantro's still going to seed. Purslane is growing good down here, and that pineapple is looking pretty happy. I've only got one mango left, and it's not looking real good, so it may or may not make it. And then in this little bed, I had a package of contender sweet corn, so I went ahead and planted that in here. You can see a lot of the winter tomatoes are gone from here. I still have a few red brandywines, and they're still trying to make fruit. And then I've got a bunch of the Brad's Atomic grapes that are still forming. I've been picking those off and on for the last couple of weeks now. And I tell you, I had to wait for them things, but oh, they're so sweet. I think they were worth the wait. My greens bed, still kicking. Cabbage collards are doing good, and I've been eating off of those all winter. The kale is still hanging in there, even though most of it was shaded out by the kohlrabi in the back. Kohlrabi, of course, is doing good. And if I can swing around over here and give you a look, that's the biggest bulb I've got going so far. I've seen a lot bigger, but that's okay. This is the first time I've ever planted this stuff, so I'll be happy with whatever I get. Oh, and the eggplant, yep, there's a little flower there. There were a few more. Let's see, over here in the patient's garden, yeah, I know, I still haven't taken this cage down because I was waiting for them to die back, and they didn't. Some of them yellowed off when it got cold a few weeks ago, but then they just kept on growing. In fact, if you see that one there in the center, I hope you can see that. That one stalk is almost the size of a pencil. So they're starting to get closer and closer. Just another couple of years and I should be eating asparagus again. And over here in the onion bed, I've got some carrots coming up. Yep, it's probably too late in the year to be planting carrots, but I had the space and I had the seeds, so following my friend Stacy, I decided I better put the seeds in the dirt. And that's what I've done here. And we'll see what happens. So I got 2 rows of carrots in here amongst the onions. And I did plant a 3rd row down here, but so far I don't see anything coming up there. Radishes, I've been getting radishes off and on for the last couple of months. And then finally this one bed back here. I still have to finish that one up. I need a couple more inches of soil in there and then a layer of mulch over top of it. And then that's where the sweet potato seedlings are gonna go. I think they're too big for the other smaller bed that I had planned for them. Nope, there's Snowflake out visiting. Yep, she's still trying to stay dry too. We got half an inch of rain this morning. And let's see what else we got here. Rosemary. I got rosemary all over the place. I've got it planted in a bunch of the different beds. I've got it in these 4 pots. I planted some out in the mini orchard. And speaking of the mini orchard, it's still out there. I'm not going to walk out there because it really hasn't changed a whole lot. I've been doing a lot more chop and drop. All that lettuce that came out of the green stalk tower wound up around a few of those plants back there. But it hasn't really started taking off yet, so I'm not going to walk back and look at each and every individual plant. But anyway, that's where we stand right now. I've got to get those sweet potatoes planted in that bed. And then I have another round bed, 42 inches in diameter, I believe, that's going to go right here. And that's where I'm going to plant the sweet potato slips. So I'll have the seedlings in the big bed, the slips in the small bed, and then we'll see what happens. So I just felt another drop. So I'm going to bring this to a close, and I'll see you next time.